I've always been proud of my discipline and control. After all, it's the foundation of everything I've built. This office, this title, this life. Control is what separates me from everyone else, what keeps me focused and ahead of the curve. But then you walked in, and suddenly, control didn't feel so solid anymore. It wasn't immediate. It's not like I looked at you and thought, this one's gonna ruin me. It was slower, a whisper of a thought that grew louder, more insistent every time you walked into the room. You were polite, professional, but there was always something under the surface. A heat, a spark. And I kept telling myself it wasn't real, that it was in my head. But then I started noticing how you looked at me, the way you watched me, not with admiration, not with respect, though you try to hide it behind those things, to pretend. No, you watched me intensely, like you were daring me to cross a line I've drawn so carefully for the last years, to break my own rules. And God help me, I wanted to. Do you have any idea what that does to someone like me? To feel wanted like that? But I've spent my entire career fighting to be taken seriously, to prove that I belong here, in this room, at this desk. I've sacrificed everything: time, relationships, myself, and now here you are, threatening to unravel it all. It wasn't supposed to go this far. That's why I avoided you. Not obviously, just enough. I kept conversations brief, meetings focused, interactions as professional as I could make them. But then you stayed late. It had been a long day, back to back meetings, endless emails. Everyone else had gone home hours ago. I was finishing up a report for the board when I noticed a light in your room. I should have ignored it, but I didn't. Instead, I walked over. You were hunched over your desk, typing furiously, your sleeves rolled up, your tie loosened, or maybe you weren't wearing one at all. You looked up when you heard me in the doorway, your expression startled, then warm. You're still here? I asked you. You laughed softly. Guess I'm not the only one. Your voice teased me. It sounded like an invitation. So that's why I walked over to you. Big project? I asked, trying to sound casual. You nodded, explaining something about deadlines, about wanting to make a good impression. I told you not to overwork yourself, that you've already proven yourself more than capable. And then you said it. I just don't want to let you down. And that's where it shifted. The way you said it, the way your eyes met mine. There was nothing professional about it. There was something else. So I stayed. I was about to pour myself a glass of wine, I said, trying to keep my voice casual. Care to join me? You hesitated, just for a second. Then you nodded. And that's why we ended up here. 2 glasses of wine, a couch that suddenly felt too small, a conversation that slipped from work to something else entirely. You leaned back, your body relaxed, your eyes locked on mine. You were too close. I could feel the warmth of you, smell the faint trace of your cologne. And I couldn't look away. You asked me about my life, not my career, not my goals, me. No one ever does that. No one cares about the woman behind the title. But you looked at me like I wasn't just your boss, like I was something more. And so I leaned in, your heat like a magnet pulling me closer. It wasn't a decision, it wasn't a plan, it was instinct, desire. Your breath hitched. I saw the way your lips parted, the way your chest rose and fell a little faster. You didn't move, didn't speak. And then I kissed you. God, I've replayed that moment 1,000 times. The way your lips softened against mine, the way your hand slid up my arm, hesitant at first, and then firmer, pulling me closer. It was everything I wasn't supposed to feel. But then reality hit. I pulled back. I stood up. I told you, we can't. This is wrong. You look confused. You just sat there, looking at me with those eyes. You asked me, "Are you sure?" Like you were waiting for me to change my mind. Every voice in my head was screaming at me to kiss you again, longer this time. I could see your full lips glistening with my spit. Do you know how close I came? This isn't a game for me. This is my life, my reputation, everything that I worked for. And you're the one thing that could destroy it all. But then, when I see you, when I hear your voice, when I remember the way your lips felt on mine, I wonder if it's worth it. Do you know what it's like to want something so badly that it scares you? To feel like you're standing on the edge of a cliff, knowing one step will send you plunging into the unknown. And that's what you are to me. A risk I shouldn't take. A temptation I can't resist. So, what do we do now? Do I keep pretending I don't want you? Do I push you away, bury these feelings so deep they never see the light of day? Or do I let myself fall? Tell me, if I fall, will you catch me? Hi, it's chandniwinter. Thank you for listening, and please remember to like, subscribe, and to click the bell button to get notifications. I hope you enjoy, and remember, you are not alone.